Okay. Welcome to Green Light and Banter, episode 15.
Really?
Yes.
No, it was 12 last time.
No, it's 15.
We can always check the tape.
We will. Actually, I already checked it. So, episode 15 today is November 21st, 2023.
The year of our Lord.
The time currently is 5:30 p.m.
Eastern
Standard
Time.
Yes. So welcome back to all our faithful listeners. We're so glad you're here.
Both of you.
We're glad we've gathered around the fire.
What? We should put that out.
Well, there is a burn ban.
Indeed.
You might have heard. So catch you up. East Tennessee's been on fire. I don't know how many wildfires there are currently, but we had one within a half a mile of our office. Some outstanding citizen set the fire intentionally. And anyway, I don't think any real damage was done other than clearing the undergrowth.
Yeah, I think that was about it.
So thankfully, but there is quite a bit of fire going on. We've had some good rain today. And hopefully it continues for the next day.
Maybe.
Or two. So happy Thanksgiving. Thursday's coming up.
Indeed. Favorite holiday.
Make sure you get your cranberries and celery.
What? That's twice you've mentioned cranberries and celery. What's going on with the cranberries and celery stock?
Well, it was always the case at the City of Food.
Yeah. As did I work there also.
Mm-hmm. So we would close at 6 p.m. on Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We were closed on Thanksgiving.
As well, you should be.
Yeah. So in the old days, places actually closed and people lived through the closures. But, 5:30 p.m. Wednesday before Thanksgiving, we were out of celery.
Are y'all a turkey or ham family?
Both.
Well,
a lot of times we have both.
Yeah, we delve into the ham at Christmas time. But
So I've tried, past several years, I've tried the deep fried turkey.
I hear that's dangerous.
Well, it can be. If you're an idiot, it's really dangerous. You don't put a frozen turkey in hot oil.
No.
That's how the problems occur.
Yeah.
Because it basically explodes.
Yeah.
So that's where the problem happens. Or if you put a turkey in there that's wet. So you have to, dry it off a bit. You don't want to have any extra water.
Okay.
But tried that. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of peanut oil. And quite honestly, it's hard to store all that peanut oil. So it's basically single use. Unless you filter it and put it back in jugs, it's a mess.
I'm a big in the oven guy for the turkey. Something about it comes out all succulent.
Well, if you do it right, yeah.
Yes.
Unlike Christmas Vacation.
Unlike Christmas Vacation.
You could leave it in a little too long.
That's generally what I watch right after Thanksgiving is Christmas Vacation. I've started my, I think I've told you, I've started
your rotation?
Yeah, my rotation.
Yeah, I like
Christmas
it.
Movies.
I like it. I think I would probably get rotten vegetables thrown at me at the house. I like the Christmas Carol. I like watching that. But
Well,
I usually do it alone.
The way to remedy that is to keep fresh vegetables at the house.
Well, we don't want to waste those.
That's true.
Actually, nobody eats them anyway, so.
Well, I know this is not topic at all, but the November Christmas movies I watch are inappropriate Christmas movies that don't necessarily celebrate the birth of Christ, but the good old-fashioned American violence and some inappropriate content. And then once December hits, I watch all the Christmas carols. I even watched the Muppet Christmas Carol. Fantastic Christmas Carol. What's his name? Talks like this, Englishman. Was Butler was Alfred on Batman movies. Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Played an unbelievable Ebenezer Scrooge on the Muppet.
Yeah, I like the Muppet version.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I really do. I always like the Muppets, though.
Yeah, and then the nostalgia one is we need to do an episode just on Christmas movies, so I don't cover it all right here.
Okay.
But
Teaser.
But HBO back when I was a kid had a special for those that are initiated. That's usually people that were born before 1988. There used to be an impressionist, Rich Little. Still is. I think he's still with us.
Rich Little's Christmas Carol.
Fantastic. It's on YouTube. YouTube out there, Rich Little's Christmas Carol. You won't be disappointed. You know, you have to know old characters like W.C. Fields plays he does his W.C. Fields impression as Ebenezer Scrooge. Johnny Carson is one of the characters. And yeah.
He's a good impressionist.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
One of the best.
Ever. Okay, back on the topic. Have we announced the topic?
No, I mean, when did we have a chance to do that?
I don't know. You're running the show here.
I mean,
man.
you ran through Thanksgiving dinner, food choices, preferences.
What's your favorite
Christmas
side dish
shows?
at Thanksgiving?
I would say sweet potato casserole.
You better believe it. Nobody makes a better one than yours truly.
Well, I've heard that you've given the family's recipe out.
Yeah, that's a mistake. I wish I could have remedied. I had a chance today, but I smelt when I was at their house, smelt she was cooking sweet potatoes.
Really?
Yeah. So I wanted to kick in the door to their kitchen and grab them hot potatoes out the oven.
Well, I will have to say two things. So we had talked about pumpkin pies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan, as you recall.
Mm-hmm.
And none is better than my mother's.
She makes homemade pumpkin pie?
Homemade. From her pumpkin that she takes from a pumpkin, so it's not out of a can.
So like she uses the innards from her carving pumpkin?
Well, you got to get the right pumpkin.
Do you really?
It's not the orange filled pumpkins. There's special pumpkins.
That white pumpkin? Is that what we're dealing with?
It's an older, traditional, lighter tan colored pumpkin.
Okay. I knew nothing of the inner workings of the pumpkin pie.
Well, and I actually, not this summer, but the summer before, I did a Three Sisters garden.
Explain yourself.
So our indigenous folk, mountain folk, they planted what they called the Three Sisters, and they were all planted together: corn, squash, and beans. And so the beans grew on the corn, and the pumpkins covered the ground below, which kept out the weeds. So I planted these, heirloom, mind you, Texas gourd seed corn, which is used for cornmeal. It's actually heirloom seed from Tennessee taken to Texas in the early 1840s. And an heirloom green bean and heirloom pumpkins. None of them grew. I got one tiny pumpkin. So disappointed.
Speaking of growing, I watched a video just yesterday. I think I'm going to give it an attempt next year. I had no idea loofah sponges were grown from a plant.
Yeah, it's a gourd.
Nobody ever told me this. I just figured it was something you buy it.
We need to have a gardening thing.
I would love to have a garden.
I can tell you some stuff.
Yeah, I've got.
Tell you my failures.
Yeah, I have more failures than successes.
I do have. I think the cornmeal is good. I did have a lot of corn.
Yeah.
Honestly, and if you like a good hearty cornbread,
who don't?
And I'm talking like, hand ground.
Yeah.
Corn. I can supply you with some cornmeal.
I'm in.
Okay. We'll fix that up.
Okay.
Oh, so I said all that to say that my mother-in-law makes fantastic sweet potato casserole.
Does she?
She does.
Is she what's her topping consist of? Is it marshmallow or is it pecans or?
Pecans and brown sugar.
Yeah, me too.
Not overly sweet. And she slices the sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
So they're sliced in there. So there's a little bit more texture to them.
Okay. One year, I made the mistake, and I blame the movie Gone with the Wind on this.
Well, we can blame them for a lot.
I was making sweet potato casserole, getting ready to take it over to my family's. And they were showing, on Thanksgiving, they show a Gone with the Wind marathon. So I was watching it. wasn't paying attention, and my spice cabinet, I have it alphabetized, and so I reached up to what I thought was cinnamon, but it was in fact cumin.
Oh, big difference.
And so I started sprinkling it in there, and I looked down, I was like, holy bleep. And so I started scooping out as much as I could. And then I was like, Thanksgiving Day, everything's closed. I can't go buy more of this. So you know what I put in to make it sweeter to offset any cumin that was left in there?
No.
Kahlua liquor. That liqueur that you put in White Russians.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Kahlua?
It's Kahlua.
Kahlua.
It's a coffee
Yeah.
liqueur.
And it was a hit. And so now it's a staple in my my sweet potato casserole. That was a
Cumin
secret.
and Kahlua?
No cumin. That doesn't make the cut 2 years in a row.
Well, why wouldn't you put that in there? Just like
No.
a little bit for old time's sake.
No. It's not old time's sake.
It's like-
I accidentally did it the prior year.
Does this taste like chili?
This just tastes like something you get from a food truck in India. Well, yes, it does.
Is cumin Indian?
Let's hope. I don't know. I'm thinking of curry. Curry's Indian.
You could actually do curry in sweet potato casserole.
I'm sure I could. I like it on deviled eggs.
I think that would be interesting.
Okay. Hey, we got a show to get to.
Yeah, so fantastic segue.
My bad.
So I have been working on putting a little more effort into things. So I have a list to because I like to constantly improve upon things. I never find time to do it, but I would like to do it. So put some thought into a topic for today.
And I have heard nothing of this topic.
Yeah. So the topic is the most searched questions on Google in 2023.
So this is the most searched questions or the most asked questions?
Well, it's a question that people search.
Is it just one question?
No, it's like the top 100.
I bet I can answer them all.
Well, I'm sure you can answer them all, and quite honestly, the questions are ridiculous. So,
Was that an insult I just got?
no, because people should be able to answer
Okay.
this question without asking Google.
All right, give them to me.
Okay, so this is in the past 30 days, okay? So this is not for the whole year. I guess they put a list out later. So we'll just go through.
Do we need to set a timer?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're already 30 minutes into this because
No.
we're off topic.
We're only 13 minutes in.
It's hard to keep him on track. He just wanders off.
Okay, I'm not going to tell you how long. I'll tell you when the time is up.
Oh, I don't like that. Okay,
So I've given the green light.
and banter.
So here we go. So past 30 days, the number one most searched question on Google,
Okay,
what time is it?
what do you mean? That's when you're Googling, the clock is right there on the screen.
Well, I mean, I can see the clock on my phone right now.
I wonder what percentage of people that ask that to their Google machine is set the wildfires.
I don't know, but I can tell you how many people searched that question in the past 30 days.
Tell me.
3,453,000.
Nope, that didn't happen. That's 3 million people didn't know the time, and it was right in front of them. Listen, I can go outside.
Wait.
Well,
Maybe they could get a watch.
maybe, but I've told you before, when the sun's up, I could go outside and tell you probably within 30 minutes.
Yeah, but see, here's the ticker on that. You go outside.
Oh, I get you.
Okay. Number 2.
Number 2.
What is today?
In regards to the date or in the what day of the week, the significance of today?
I can't answer that question. That is,
Maybe that should be the next question.
well, it's not, but I can tell you nearly 2.1 million people searched that question in the past 30 days.
I don't know the exact number of people on the planet, but
It's not. I mean,
I wonder what percentage. I mean, because you got to think what a quarter of the population are, for lack of a better terms, imbeciles.
oh, there's better terms.
Oh, I'm sure, but we're trying to keep non-blue. We're
Not
trying
working blue.
To, yeah. So
Well, let's just say there's 8 billion. So how many millions are in a billion? 100.
100.
So that's 800
That's a low percentage.
millions.
Yeah, that's a low percentage.
Yeah, but I mean it's still significant
Yeah, yeah.
based upon the question itself.
So what is today? I'm still curious on what the significance of that question.
I'm thinking they're asking, is it Monday?
No, you think?
Yeah.
That's disheartening. Okay, give more.
Okay, so the number of people who searched goes down quite a bit from here on.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the next one is, and this is in the past 30 days, mind you. When does school start?
A while before they asked that question.
But I mean, are they asking when the first day of school is, or
I'm
what
assuming.
time?
I'm assuming that's got to be.
Well, I'm thinking at this point in the year, it's November, so we've been in school for 3 months.
Now, what if it's a quarter system? Maybe, I don't know.
I think the question needs to be a little more specific.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And so only 500,000 people asked that.
Still, way too many people.
Okay, so this is the number 4
Number 4.
is what day is it?
Didn't you just ask that? What?
No, I didn't. I asked what is today.
And then the next question is what day it is.
Number 4 is what day is it?
So how many people asked that one?
485,000.
So how many people asked the previous one?
2,098,000.
So I'm counting that as in the what is today.
But it is a different question.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
You think?
Yeah.
What is today? What day is it?
Yeah.
Sounds like we're just spinning tires on figuring out what day it is.
Well, it's a different question. It doesn't mean it's not
It's-
the same.
it's
different.
worded differently. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, you'll like this next
I
one.
doubt it. Okay, Becky.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Where am I?
Okay, I understand that question. I mean, that I've asked that waking up, like, where am I? And I've been in my own home. So, yeah, no, I have no qualms with that question. God bless everybody that asked that. How many?
469,454.
Well, 455 because I've asked that question, but I didn't need to Google it.
Yeah, but I mean, when you ask Google that, what do you get?
I'm sure Google Locator can tell you right where you're at.
I think that's probably so far, that's probably the most legitimate question.
Oh yeah, Google. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, number 6. What is my IP?
That's what your address to your computer, right? That's your
Yeah.
digital address.
I don't think Google can answer that,
I mean, I'd be scared to death if they could answer that.
but maybe it can.
I'm sure it can, but I don't want to know that it knows.
We'll have to ask these questions.
I'm sure right now it's already being heard by my phone. Across
Well,
the room.
don't say anything about the lady who starts with an S because it'll kick off something here on my devices.
Oh yeah.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Okay, number 7. What is AI? Now,
Well,
I can see this question being asked by
my mom.
most everyone over the age of 55.
Yeah.
I don't put myself in that category because I think I'm
I'm pretty aware. My mom would ask a follow-up question. It'd be, "What is AI, and how do I stop it?" she would be a warrior against AI.
it's too late.
I mean, that's terrifying.
I have something to show you later with AI.
Oh gosh,
It'll blow your mind.
it's terrifying to me.
I've cracked the shell on AI,
Let
so
me tell you something. Not on my watch. I'm taking this down.
I think you can use it for good things. So
I'm sure it's intended to use for good, but every apocalyptic story I've ever read starts with AI or robotic arms or things like that.
yeah, I think you're thinking about the movies, and those aren't real, Jamie.
Neither are the books I've read, but it's not going to happen on my watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay. We'll see.
All right, so we had to get to number 8 before I think we have a legitimate question. And only 289,000 people asked this.
What question are we at?
Number 8.
Right now?
Mm-hmm. Yep. How to tie a tie. So I have a couple of comments on that. First of all, they never worked at Food City because I wore a tie every day.
True.
Secondly, their father has failed them.
Probably, but I tell you something. Having tied many tie in my day, I've always done the old school wrap around, tuck it through. But there's been some breakthroughs
No, there's a lot of different ways.
on tying and on the Instagram. I see it all the time where people do these weird methods to get, and I'm like, that's way easier than what I used to do. So maybe I don't know.
Well, before we get to the next few, I will tell you, during a camping trip, camping challenge, I would say, a camporee, whereas there's competition, we had a knot tying challenge. And a lot of people may get on to me about this, but there was a knot, and the scouts successfully completed the knot. The end result was the knot. Now, they were disqualified because they did not tie the knot the way that the monitor said it had to be tied.
I tell you, I see the point in that because it's a lesson learning experience for these kids. But I'm going to relate that to when I used to come up with a solution to a math problem but couldn't show my work because I didn't work it like they had taught it. I just figured it out.
Yeah, but that's kind of the same, but it's not.
Yeah, but
because they're actually showing their work.
Right.
It's just not exactly how. So
have you ever seen the Knots 3D app?
Yeah, I haven't. I have a couple of them.
I have it too.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
I'm the best at it.
You're best at the app?
Yeah, I'm best at accessing the app.
Can you actually tie the knots?
I've tried.
Okay, that's all that counts.
But the fishing part of it's what I got it for.
Yeah, that's handy because my fishing knots don't always turn out right.
Yeah, you can do a polymer knot. That's the best.
There's a couple of cool ones though.
Yeah, I agree.
Loop them, pull them through there, and
I agree.
put a little saliva on them.
You gotta wet them. You gotta put the saliva on them.
Makes it work.
Yeah.
All right, number 9.
Number 9.
What year is it?
See, there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. That's inexcusable.
But there was only 277,000 asked.
I mean, I guess I don't see how you don't know the year.
Yeah, I mean, you've made it this far.
Yeah, good point. This was just like maybe 2 weeks ago. And okay, move on. I'm done with that question.
Yeah, that's silly. 10. Okay, legitimate question. How to delete Instagram account?
I hear that's a chore. I hear it's difficult to do so. So, yeah, I have no problems with that. How to delete Instagram accounts, how to cancel your cable, I'd say are the two hardest things. How to get out of a certain phone company.
I'll tell you how to do it. You just don't pay it.
You just don't pay, get turned over.
I ain't going to pay.
You get turned over collections.
Well, you still have to pay.
Yeah, eventually they'll get there.
Where were we? Okay, 11. What is the weather today?
Guilty. My most Googled things are probably the weather, what time the sun sets today, because I'm always wondering about that. Why do you keep pointing at that thing? That contraption on your arm?
Well, I can see it all right there.
It tells you what time the sun sets?
Mm-hmm. Sunrise, sunset, temperature, weather forecast. When I wake up in the morning, I deactivate my alarm. This wakes me up.
Do you sleep with that thing on?
Yeah, it vibrates. And you would think it wouldn't do it, but it vibrates hard enough that it wakes me up.
How do you go to sleep with that on?
I mean, it's just like wearing that ankle monitor.
Well, that's court ordered. I got to do it.
I mean, you get used to it. I mean, I've slept with a watch on now probably for about 10 years.
Okay.
But when I deactivate my alarm, it tells me what I've missed, like email, messages, because I have everything silenced until the alarm goes off.
Oh, yeah.
And it tells me the weather forecast.
You always have it silenced. I'll always get an immediate response. Greg is not responding or some junk like that.
Yeah.
Greg has you silenced. I'm like, well, that jerk. I'm sitting here trying to tell him something, and he's got me silenced.
I thought you were in my favorites.
Probably, but this is how you treat your favorites.
Well, the favorites usually come through, so
I get responses all the time.
I mean, if it's past 8:30, that device is on the charger, and I don't get nothing. I gotta have some me time.
Put some cucumbers on your eyes.
Get out of this technology
I hate it.
Technology circle. So we did the weather. Okay, so the next one, it just follows suit. How to deactivate Facebook. 13, how to screenshot on Windows. That's a function key.
I wouldn't know how to do it. I just learned how to screenshot on my phone. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You press like the two buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, you can do that with an Apple, an iPhone.
Yeah, I recently entered the Apple world.
I know.
I hate it.
You finally came down to the idiots, apparently.
I miss the Android. And there's an app where you can make your iPhone function like an Android. I'm thinking about loading it.
Well, I was told by someone that iPhone users are too stupid to use an Android.
I got no comment on that because I know a lot of iPhone users. Now, there is like online theories that women, if they see the green, I guess it's green, that they look down on that.
Yeah, they want to see the blue, the iMessage.
I would have nothing in common with those women.
Women.
Dames. Sorry.
All right, so 14, how to delete Facebook accounts. So Facebook and Instagram are the same beast. So they own your information.
Yeah.
And it's probably still there, even if
it's too late.
Yeah. So we're going to go to 20.
What were we on?
Well, we're on 14 now.
We're skipping 6? Okay. Yeah.
6?
14 to 20 is 6, right?
No, we're going to go until 20. We're not going to skip.
I thought you just said we were skipping to 20.
I didn't say that. I said we're going to go until 20.
We'll have to check the tape.
If you would just listen.
I try to, but you ramble.
I know. Mm-hmm. 15 is how to screenshot on a Mac. You know, we've got Mac and Windows users. This one's for you. What time is sunset?
Yeah, I always want to know, and sunrise for fishing reasons.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like this one. What song is this?
But how does that work? Because you're not playing the song.
Well, it's if the song is playing somewhere. So I have an app for that. It's called Shazam. So I just open Shazam, you touch the screen, and it listens to the song playing. It tells you what it is.
You remember, I guess I shouldn't say it out loud since maybe, but we've actually discussed an app in the past. I don't know if you remember where you pointed at something you don't know what it is. It's basically called the HE double hockey sticks is this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like if you see something like, what the is that? Take a picture of it and it'll tell you what it is.
There's some nerd sitting in the basement somewhere that gets the message and identifies it for you.
He may be a nerd. He may be the coolest cat on the planet.
It's just, yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Well, if he made this app, he's...
You know what that is?
What?
AI.
Let me tell you something. Not on my watch, buddy. All right.
It's AI. Okay, this one's a really good one.
What number is it?
18. Why does my stomach hurt? Here's my reply. Do you know what you ate today?
That's normally where it goes back to, right?
I think it does because it really depends on what you put in there.
Yeah. You know, I've asked, like, why, why, I don't know if I've asked this, but I'll ask, like, why is my ankle hurting? But it's not that. I don't know what I put in, but something similar to that. Why does this hurt? And then the answers are everything like, well, I knew that. Oh, I knew that. Yeah.
You did?
But
Why did you ask the question?
My ankle's hurting because I got attacked by a swarm of yellow jackets and y'all made fun of me.
Well, I mean, it can be difficult.
Yes.
It depends on your reaction.
Yes.
I think when you ask that question, you probably get a lot of stuff that is going to create more problems for you.
WebMD.
I would suggest if you have gastrointestinal issues, first see your doctor. And then, or maybe think about your diet.
Yeah, I'd say there's...
So I think if a lot of people, if they just went back to like what I call a whole foods diet, you'd be good. And whole foods are, what's in this? Oh, green beans. That's all that's in here.
Let me tell you something. That's one thing I can't tolerate in life.
Green beans.
I swear, if you want to get my gag reflex going, give me a slimy green bean.
Well, I don't like them like that. I like them just blanched, so they're still a little crispy.
I like asparagus.
Yeah, I like that. I like all the whole foods. I wish I did a better job of eating it as opposed to basically eating Doritos and drinking water.
You did have yourself a frozen breakfast burrito this morning.
I did.
How'd that treat you?
It wasn't good. It was very underwhelming.
The taste or the aftermath?
Just the taste. I mean, it just wasn't good.
Should put some of that free hot sauce we have back there on it.
Tomorrow.
The sun will come out.
Tomorrow. All right, so 19. What is Temu?
Well, you can answer that question.
That was asked by 99,000.
I can say this with every bit of confidence that I am not wrong. There's never been a man, woman, or child that's ordered more items off of Temu than the fellow sitting across from me right now.
I don't think you know that.
I don't have to know it. I'd say it's probably...
Well, I mean, yes, and I've probably spent a total of $70.
I agree, yeah. Yeah, it's like, it was like going to Taco Bell back in the day. You could go to Taco Bell with $20 and eat like a king.
You could feed the family.
Yeah.
So the best purchase from Temu? My watch bands.
You have utilized the watch bands. I wonder what the worst was. Was it the clock?
The clock. The clock is actually good, except the clock is designed to put on the wall.
Right.
But the clock doesn't stay on. You have to push a button on the back of it to activate the display. So it's worthless. What else?
You bought a jacket off of Temu.
I did. It's okay.
It's functional.
It's like an $8 jacket.
Didn't you buy your rubber band ball holder?
No, that's Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you want cheaply reproduced items
without going to Walmart,
and you want to sell all of your financial information to China, download the Temu app.
Download it onto TikTok.
So Kim Commando, who does a technology, electronic show, fantastic information. Some lady had called in and said this, that, or the other, and she said, "I know you'll be proud of me, Kim, because you've talked about this and this, that, and the other. And she goes, I don't like Temu because it's a Chinese company and you're selling your information to them for cheaply reproduced items.
Probably. But we've done that our whole lives now.
Oh, my thoughts are, I do have things, but
What are they going to do?
it's all out there, man.
Yeah, it's all out there.
It was out there before we even knew that it would be a problem.
Now, by the by, do you believe that Commando is really her last name?
With a K?
I don't know how it's spelled.
I don't know.
I don't think there's any chance. I don't think one person on this planet has the last name Commando.
Does it matter?
Yeah, because
Listen, based on the names I've heard,
yeah,
why not?
Commando.
I hear a new last name every day, and I'm like, what's the origin of this name? And I'm not even talking about last names from foreign countries, which are unusual to me because they're foreign.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like American names, people who've lived in this country for generations. I'm like,
Yeah, but not one of them I've ever heard named Commando. It'd be like, my name's Jamie Rock, Flag, and Eagle. Something like that.
well, you can have any name you want.
No, you can't.
You can. You can go to court.
Not in my world.
Oh, Lord. Okay, number 20.
Yeah.
This is going to bring us back to some we had before. What day is it today?
Now, wait a minute. We got going to 21 because that's been asked 3 times now.
Okay, yeah. I think that's a better ask of the question, though, because it specifically says what day is today.
What I would accept is what is specifically special about today, history.
Well, that's only if you're asking about the history of today. If you want to know what day of the week it is, I would say, what day of the week is it?
Again, easily remedied by looking at your phone.
Or I've heard of these things called calendars.
Yeah. I've heard of these things called Remember What Yesterday Was. Try adding one to that and you'll get to where you're at.
I know. It's almost like someone, when they say that this is episode 15.
That's nothing like that, sir. That's nothing like that.
I'm just going to forewarn you. The next episode will be 16.
Will it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like
Theoretically.
in theory.
All right, last one.
Are you saluting?
No.
Okay.
Number 21.
21.
A question that's asked, I can't believe it's only asked 76,000 times in the past 30 days.
Give it to me.
How long to boil eggs?
That is a great question.
Until they're done.
Until they're done.
There's more to it than simply boiling the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
So, a couple of things that I've learned, because it's the constant battle of not just about how long, but how you get the peel off.
Don't you got to submerge it in ice water or something right after?
Well, there's a couple of things,
Yeah.
and I just found out something recently that I never knew about, but it's been around for a while, and I'll tell you in a second. But apparently you're supposed to set the eggs out and let them reach room temperature before you boil them. And then another thing is to quench them in ice water or cold water after you boil, right? Getting out of breath here. I just found this little device, and it pricks a hole in the eggshell. So you put a little tiny hole in the eggshell before you boil them. And so it separates the shell and the membrane from the egg.
Look, aren't you in danger of going too far with the hole?
It's a precise instrument.
Yeah, okay.
You ever heard of that?
No, never once. That's curious to me. I'm going to have to do some research on that.
And I think I bought it on Temu.
Dear God. If I'm not mistaken, my grandparents never refrigerated their eggs.
Well, that's another thing. So, fresh eggs, if you don't wash them, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Because they have the special chicken coating on them.
Yeah.
But if you wash them and clean that off,
You got to get them in the refrigerator.
yeah, now you can keep them out for a certain period of time. It's not indefinite. But, I've taken fresh eggs on camping trips in my backpack
Checked them at other hikers.
No, you just throw them in there, and when you get there, you cook them up.
Yep.
But, it's only a day or two.
I got you.
So that's the 21 of the top million.
Well, technically it was 18 because 3 of the questions are the same.
Well, so you say.
I don't have to say. The proof is in the pudding.
I like the last one on the list. We'll end with that. Number 50. How long do cats live?
Boy, that's a good question because I've got one that's going on 16 years old. I'm wondering what the heck's going on here.
I think they can live a while. Maybe like 20,
20?
25 years. Mm-hmm. I mean, I heard something recently, and I don't believe it was true, but it seemed like the cat was like 35 years old.
35 years old. How did it get around?
It didn't need to. It had a human.
Boy, we're a bunch of suckers.
I mean, after 35 years, you think that cat's not got the human trained?
We're a bunch of suckers.
We are. I don't know if it was that long, but it seemed like a long time.
My God.
All right. Well, that was a fantastic
Hey, I enjoyed it.
episode. We went well over the prescribed time.
We didn't have a prescribed time. You refused to announce one.
It was 15 minutes.
15 minutes. I've never talked less than 20 minutes in my life about anything.
Yeah. Well, we talked way more than that.
41. Oh, we were at 41. Make a wish.
Make a wish?
I don't know. You hear that about 11. You figure 41.
I've never heard that.
What are you talking about?
Wait, it's 41:54. Make a wish.
That's not how that works. You just can't throw it out there for
Rando. You know what my favorite time on the clock is?
what?
9/11.
Why?
For the car.
Oh, okay.
Of course, the terrorist attack kind of ruined it for
Yeah,
me.
it really did.
Mhm.
The terrorist attack ruined the Porsche 911, and other things ruined other things. I don't want to get into it. I was going to say a certain style of mustache was ruined by a certain
Boy, he did, didn't he?
war criminal back in World War II.
He destroyed that one.
I know Michael Jordan came out with it a few years back, and everybody's like, no, no, shave that Hitler mustache off immediately.
What was it called before?
The Charlie Chaplin? I don't know.
The Gustav?
the postage stamp.
Ooh.
Yeah, I just look because you have the stamps right behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Could have been.
Could have been.
Might have been. All right, well, that's all from Dutch Valley.
Yep. So we're signing off.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Later.